But I think the problem is no one knows what the Democratic Party stands for. No one knows what their policy positions are. I think that's a part of the reason why many Democrats are angry. You look at the recent data that just came out, most younger men, Republicans. People of color starting to teeter more Republicans. Younger voters writ large starting to teeter more Republicans because they look at the Democratic Party for answers and solutions for a litany of problems that they have experienced over the last 8 years. And the Democratic Party has made a lot of promises, but they haven't delivered much on many of those promises, John. So this is an opportunity for the Republican Party, I would argue, to actually offer solutions to the problems that Americans are facing.
Super quick, Josh. Very quick. I just think as an independent, someone who's not a Democrat or Republican, I just have to say what was laid bare very clearly is that the Democrats have no strategy because the head of the Democrats in the House and the Senate totally disagreed, and they had an open fight about it. So it's been 5 months since President Trump won. 5 months. That should be enough time to, wipe off the tears and get back up and get back into the fight, and then think about what the fight is. Fight is not a strategy. Fight is what you do when you have a strategy. And if you don't have a strategy, you're not going to make good decisions. So everything comes from not having a strategy. And if I were a Democrat and a part of the Democratic Party, I would say just pick one. And then at least when people do the wrong thing,
I have 10 seconds or less. Yeah, I thought I was proud of Schumer. He didn't give in.
You were.
He didn't. Well, he didn't.
Yes, he has Scott Jennings' endorsement. Excellent.
He didn't give in to the hypocrisy of the rest of the Democratic Party that had fought so hard against government shutdowns and the filibuster. He refused to give in to any of that, which was just a few months ago. He didn't give in to that. He did the responsible thing. I'm glad he and President Trump worked together to keep the government
open. He just wanted you guys to.
And the plot thickens. So now Democrats are infighting. Apparently, everyone's advertising this, and the View's mad about this. But before I go into reacting to how the View's taking all this infighting, Pelosi low-key trashes Schumer. I myself don't give away anything for nothing. I salute Hakeem Jeffries for his courageous rejection of this false choice. Uh-oh. Some Democrats are out here already calling for his job, right? Senator Bernie Sanders says, I know everyone wants to beat up on Chuck Schumer, and I strongly disagree with him. Strongly. But no one in the caucus, no one is more critical of Schumer than I am. But it's not Schumer. It's not the caucus. It's the Democratic Party. And as you see, it just seems like Democrats are out here trying to pass blame around. They're trying to give themselves every excuse in the book. They got their voters essentially burning Tesla owners' property to the ground, right? You got the Daily Show. I forget who. I can't play their clip because I'll get copyrighted. But if you look up the clip for the Daily Show, Tesla, you see the audience is applauding the destruction of Teslas. Applauding. The host is applauding the destruction of Tesla. And all I always ask myself is, who does this appeal to? I think we all ask these questions, right? Who do this stuff appeals to? Does it appeal to the average American? I don't think so. I don't think any of this stuff appeals to the average American. And recently, there was a poll that came out, and I always joke around how white liberal women are just the focus of the Democratic Party. Well, there's data to back up that assertion that I made in previous videos. So here I'm going to show you a look of the avatar of who the Democratic Party actually messaged to. And I want to ask you in the comment section, do you believe this represents the majority of Americans? Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Scout. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm an interdisciplinary major at UBC. I'm in my last semester. My primary thematic focus is decolonizing academia and public knowledge systems, and my secondary thematic focus is biocultural and linguistic futurity.
For those who don't know what that means, can you give us a quick rundown?
Yeah, basically what I focus on is the promises that the institution has made and also the emergence of indigenous ways of knowing and being across the disciplines, and I feature in a lot of stuff like language revitalization or the emergent vitality.
But what you see is those two groups are much closer to the median, so you see what an outlier these other two are, and you also see this. White women with at least a college degree, the only group of white voters that really kind of is on the left politically, aligned with progressive causes, democratic politics. Give you an example here. It's that DEI question, right here, that we asked about in our poll. We had two big statements we read to voters. Basically, do you want to continue DEI programs, or do you think they should be ended? And again, look at this divide here. White men, no degree, end it. White men with a degree, end it, they say. White women, no degree, end it, they say, by double digits. And then white women with a college degree, completely different by a nearly 40-point margin, they say, to continue DEI. So this is one of, it's not the only, but this is one of the areas here, sort of a cultural hot button where you can see it's that group of white voters in particular who are aligned on the progressive side, who are aligned politically, we see, with the Democrats, and who are important in pushing the Democratic Party. We've seen the Democratic Party move left on cultural issues. This is a big reason why right here, just as we've seen the Republican Party go more blue collar in its messaging, this is a big reason why.
But leftists in the comment section, probably these white college educated women that be in my comment section, will tell me that Democrats actually represents Americans, that the Republican Party are truly the ones that are anti-American. Does that like in the intro, like in that clip I just showed you, does that look like someone that the average American will resonate with? Like, let's be real here. She said a whole bunch of word salad to try to justify what her degree actually is, when it's nothing more than a scam. That like, you ain't learning anything in there. You're being indoctrinated. And if a person like her is gainfully employed, you know it's subsidized by what? Say with me, DEI. And this is why a lot of these white degreed women support the Democratic Party, because they know they can go in school, go in college, pretend that they're smart, getting all these useless degrees. And the Democrats will go out there, create some fake job for them using the government, right? Democrats always complain about how Elon Musk is subsidized by the government, even though he's actually giving value for that money. He's making reusable rockets that NASA was incapable of making themselves, but Elon somehow found a way to do it. He's actually helping the government. How is her helping the government? If you gave her a job, you create a job for her, what value is she bringing back to the American people? Elon Musk is bringing up reusable rockets, military-grade Teslas that the left is vandalizing. And you wonder why John Conwell, I forget his name, the one who says, it's the economy, stupid, that guy, he was ambassading the Democrats saying, yo, your messaging is too feminine. Your messaging is too HR. You saw the video. You saw the clip. That is a pure representation of who the Democratic Party actually resonates with, actually speaks to. 60% of Americans do not relate to this woman because 60% of Americans do not go to college. And you see why I say that the Republicans are the true party of the working class. They just say, hey, look, you don't need to demonize the rich. The rich needs you and you need the rich. Without the rich's capital, no one will be paying for your jobs. It's a mutual benefit. But all of a sudden you're mad because the person who creates the vision of a company, who's in leadership, has more control. That's his right. He has a risk. You get guaranteed money. He gets unguaranteed money. A profit is not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed the same amount of money you made last year. You have to work hard for that. And regardless if a product works, regardless if a product flops or not, you still get paid for your time in the project. While the owner of a company only gets paid for the results of a product. But, the left don't think that way. The left only thinks what's in their purview. Oh, I'm a worker. I deserve to get paid more. But you're not taking the same level of risk as the owner. But, I digress. So all this infighting has invited a lot of criticisms from the Republicans. You got The View arguing about if the Democrats are really infighting. And let's listen to this short clip, and then I'll go right back to The View.
Many Democrats are angry at Schumer. Among them right now, we've all seen the news. He's about as popular as chlamydia. But that to me says as much about the Democratic Party as it does about Senator Schumer. What it tells me is that the loon wing of the Democratic Party is firmly in control. Now, that's great for the Republican Party, but it's bad for America. These people are deeply weird. For example, no honest person whose IQ is above his age doesn't believe that biological sex doesn't exist. but they do.
Yeah, because they appeal to college degreed women who get indoctrinated in these, in college. College is a left wing or institution controlled by the left. If you look at the stats, 16-1 ratio favoring liberal professors over conservative professors. This is how you get these insane concepts and these insane ideas that gender is somehow subjective, when gender in the definition has biological markers in it: adult, human, female. That's a woman. 3 markers of objective scientific fact. That used to be the definition of woman. Then they decided, oh, we should tether, not to use this as describing reality, but we should tether language to describe how we feel about something. And that is the paradigm shift that happened in college universities. In my purview, language serves a purpose to describe what you observe in reality. Language's purpose is to communicate what you observe in reality. Hey, look at that whiteboard over there. We know if we have the same common understanding of definitions, you understand what I'm articulating to you. But we all get to make up definition of words or describe our own meaning to words. You create chaos. You create disorder. And this is what the transgender stuff is doing. Gender and sex are not different. Gender is a way to describe multiple markers of sex. That's a girl. What that mean? A child, human, female, or whatever the stage is, development stage. You got what? Infant. You got toddler. You got teenager. Though, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. But I digress. Let's look at The View. A bunch of women. This is the Democrats' demographic here. Complain about Democrats infighting. Let's take a look.
And I can almost cry today for these people, these vets who are losing everything. Why don't the Democrats go out there and march and stop fighting with each other? I'm sick of it.
Well, I don't know, Joy, that they're fighting with each other. They're not fighting a unified fight. That is the problem.
The fact that Nancy is now out there criticizing Schumer, stop it already.
You know why she's criticizing him? Because he should have been fighting for that veteran. He should have been fighting for the people of America that are feeling the way that they are feeling. The Americans that I've spoken to, people that approach me almost every single day, say they don't feel like the party is fighting for them. This is not about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Go out and fight for them.
But it's not about.
To fight for something, and it goes back to what was said in the intro. To fight for something, you have to actually understand what you're fighting for and what you're fighting against. Fighting against Trump is not a convincing proposition to justify your opposition to him. Oh, I don't like this guy, I'm gonna oppose him. No, there's certain things that people want done from Trump, and things that are more in the middle, you oppose there. For instance, what's not in the middle is transgenderism. Most people agree with biological realities, but the Democrats not able to get past that issue is really hurting them. Doge, you don't want the government to be more efficient. You don't want taxpayer money not to be defrauded, wasted, and abused. You're just blindly defending these institutions without anything to back up that defense. Oh, we should keep the Department of Education. Why? Department of Education has failed on every observable metric when it comes to academic outcomes to our American students. You got an American student who just graduated high school with honors suing her school district because she went to college without the ability to read or write, but she graduated with honors. You don't think that's a problem, Democrats, but you want to blindly defend the Department of Education. This is the kind of stuff that gets Democrats into trouble. You want to defend DEI? Isn't DEI white privilege in reverse? Aren't you giving people preferential treatment based on the way they were born and discriminating against people based on the way they were born? Look at Asians. Asians are suing because they say DEI, and it is discriminatory. You're defending it, though. And who's the biggest supporter of it? Degreed women. Women with college degrees. Majority of them white. Blindly supporting this stuff because of feelings, not because of reality. But I digress. Let's just play out one more minute because they look like they're about to infight right now.
Well, he had the opportunity to fight for them. Chuck Schumer caved to the GOP and got nothing.
All right,
This was
let's not beat the
actually,
dead body,
this was
Sonia.
not actually
The body
choice.
is dead.
But Joy, the choice was not between a no vote on the partisan GOP spending bill and a possible shutdown. It was a choice between a no vote and forcing Republicans to explain why they walked away from that possibility of a bipartisan agreement. And the core disagreement was around a willingness to fight, even if that meant convincing the public that the harm from a shutdown was the fault of Trump and the Republicans, because they are going to do exactly what they are doing. They're taking money away from vets. They're going to take money from Social Security. They're going to take money. So
But wouldn't the shutdown only help Doge and their mission, right? This is what I'm talking about. Like Schumer, as much as I don't like him, as much as I don't agree with what he does or how he presents things or how he frames things, he has an argument there. If he believes, hey, I don't want to give Trump more leverage on deciding what is essential, what's not, and just to do this to appease some emotional feeling. Like, look, guys, we're fighting for you, and this is how politicians get away with some of their crap. All they have to do is pretend that they care, pretend that they had good intentions, and people just eat it up. Huh? So you just want to shut down the government? You want to cut your nose and spite your face so you can stick it to the Republicans? And the Republicans go, oh, I get to decide what's essential or what's not? Okay, Department of Education is not essential. Oh, I remember you doing that. Oh, this corporation, this institution is not essential anymore. This institution is not essential anymore. Oh, look, we're going to blame Republicans on the shutdown. No, you guys didn't want to agree on a continuing resolution that you passed in September. All we said is keep the spending level the same. And you want to fight me on this? Okay, fine. But I get to shut down the government. You get to shut down the government because y'all don't want to agree on how y'all want to finance the government. Okay, that's fine by me. I get to decide who's essential. First, y'all crying about, Trump is eliminating institutions. He's trying to shut down the Department of Education. But at the same time, you want a government shutdown. Make it make sense. No logic whatsoever. Just want to appease emotions. Just do something. That's all y'all care about. You doing something, even if it's worse for your ends. See, this is why I said, appealing to liberal women, liberal college educated women who've been indoctrinated in this stuff. It's never going to go well for a party. They're literally held hostage by these people. But, I digress. I think that's enough of ranting from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about the Democrats inflying? Do you think this is actually productive for them to move forward? Do you think it's not? Do you think they're still missing the mark even with all this infighting? I'd like to hear your thoughts and perspectives in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if you feel so inclined. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.